Ahoy and welcome to this Narrowboat adventure. Today we're talking about eco fans. So an eco fan is a device, one of these sorts of things, that sits on the top of your multi-fuel stove and it pushes the heat down the boat. The way that it does that is that it has a sensor that takes in the heat and that turns the heat energy into movement energy. That pushes the propellers round and that pushes the heat down the boat as it's coming off of the fire. Whereas the usual method, I guess, would be to let your fire heat up the top of your boat and then heat down, which is not a very economical way of doing things. So this would be the usual design, and this just sits on the top of your stove and it does the job. This one I have had problems with. As you can see, my propellers are quite rounded, and that's because we have a problem where every time we move the boat, or quite often when we're coming in and out of the boat, we knock it off of the top of the multi-fuel stove, and that can be very frustrating. And so I had a lovely email from the guys over at Valiant Fireside Accessories, and they offered to send me this one for review. And basically this one is a magnetic one that sticks to your flue pipe. So I've been using this for a few days now, and it has been the perfect days to review something like this because it is during the middle of the massive Russian cold snap. And as you can see, this is what your propellers ought to look like when you first get something like this. It hasn't fallen off because the magnets are incredibly strong. That was something I was kind of worried about. And so yeah, it just attaches onto your stove flue pipe and it just works as a normal eco fan. This one does seem to start quicker than our other one. I think that's because we have a single skin flue and then we have a double skin on the top of the fire. And it also means that the top of the fire is free for me to heat water and also cook lunch, which is very nice. It came in two separate parts, and you just screw in the little screw that's already half screwed into the propeller as it's on the spindle. So you put the propeller onto the spindle and you screw in the little screw with the Allen key they provide, and that's literally all the putting together it takes, and then you just gently pop it onto your chimney. So yeah, I have to say a massive thank you to Valiant because this is really a fantastic bit of kit and it solves a lot of problems in my life. And also because they've very kindly given me a 25% off code for you guys. So if you would like to buy any fireside accessories, anything from their website, they have carbon monoxide detectors, they have heat-proof gloves, they have full-on multi-fuel stoves, they have eco fans, obviously. This is called the Remora, and that's their new eco fan design. So if you want one of these which sticks magnetically onto the chimney pipe, that's where to get it, and it's called the Remora. And then they have other things like log buckets and coal buckets and things like that too. All of that is included in my discount. The only thing that isn't, I think, is if somebody comes out to do a service. And you get 25% off if you use the code JAS002. Or you might like to remember it as the name's Jess 002, like James Bond, but 5 times less good. Today was actually the day where it snowed really badly, and I woke up and I had no idea that it had snowed because the boat was so toasty warm. And I looked out of the window and I was given such a surprise. So thanks very much, Valiant. Thank you to the Remora, because I don't think that would have happened otherwise. So let me know in the comments if there's any time that you've been surprised when you've opened your curtains and seen the weather outside. I mean, everybody has that memory, I think, of like on a winter's day it happening and you know you don't have to go to school, but feel free to relive that memory with me as many times as you like, because it's one that brings me a lot of pleasure. I'll put links to everything in the description, and if you'd like to join us again on this Narrowboat event, you can go over and click subscribe, and then you'll be given notifications every time I make a new video. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week, and I'll see you Sunday. Bye!